So, for
No
the
fish,
future
you fish.
content, how should I dress? Should I dress warmly, or should I have a temperate dress sense, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think.
So
Clothing.
mankinis, no. Dress, yes.
We
Dress.
shall we should all dress in clothing to go over yonder.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
And
we're
you can
walking.
choose whichever color you want.
Speaking of clothing, will we ever see Tilty's, Scriv's eyeball top hat as a item of the month?
Ooh, yeah, pressure him for that.
Yeah, because we do
'Cause
have
we
your
really
equalizer
want that.
shirt.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the eyeball on the book that's on my back right now.
This is a-
looks like the eyeball on my actual top hat.
It's a lead designer thing only. I get to get my wardrobe. Yeah, you don't
I'm
want to
just-
dress like Scriv.
My people demand
You would
this.
be looked at.
Wear him
Tilty,
down.
did I ever mention how much I respect you and your sense of giving, the joy that you get from, just making such awesome items for the community?
No.
Consider
Okay.
it done.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm pretty sure my dog here is trying to give you puppy eyes through the screen,
Aw.
encouraging you towards the hat. So I think you should listen to him.
And the
But
eyeball
you
should
know,
be
I mean,
animated.
Jokes aside, it's actually, it is actually a very cool hat, and we might try to put it in the game. Don't quote me on this. I know I'm going to hear about this now forever.
Confirmed.
I
Confirmed.
I
I just tweeted it.
Dang. And then tomorrow, Tilty is looking for a new job.
You guys, you guys can totally edit that. So where he's definitely saying get the hat, right?
No, in all seriousness, it's the thing is, myself and Scriv, as much as we love you guys, we are not that well known throughout the entire player base. I mean, I defy you to tell me the name of any other designers, writers, and other games that you play. We try to make sure, we want to be available to all of you guys to answer your questions, to be friends, so we can make sure we go in the right direction for the games. But it doesn't mean that the entire community is interested in knowing us. A lot of people are just interested in playing the game. So if we were to put a hat with an eyeball in the game, we might get the more traditional people, the people who really dislike any kind of silly thing that we do. They'd be, wow, that really doesn't belong, in the game, and they would feel cheated, saying that they paid a subscription to say, oh, this is an item that I don't want. So that said, I do think it's a cool item, and it does belong in Secret Worlds, and it's a cool hint for anybody that knows as well that this is Scriv's hat. So yeah, I'll think of a way to put it in the game, to model it, and either make it a quest reward of some kind, or at worst putting into the item store, which I'm sure is what marketing would suggest. I'll try to make it happen.
That actually would be awesome. We can give you one question though that won't get you in trouble. So if you had to pick something, what are you most proud of in this issue for both of you?
Releasing it.
Good answer.
Nah, that's too evasive. No, come on, be specific.
It is. I mean, I do say, for me it is, because it has been with everything which has happened, and with all the reviews and seeing the content change from being early iteration to finishing it, and for us it is actually pretty much the most content we've ever done. It's difficult to work on so many little stories at the same time. We used to work through an arc and having all the mission pretty much doing the same thing, so it's easier to stay within the same mind when you review it and try to keep something cohesive. When you have so many flows who are so different, trying and keep the correct perspective and make it happen and make sure something doesn't lag behind too much was actually an interesting exercise, to put it this way. So seeing it finally done to a point that we could release, and within the deadline that we'd achieved, we had to work very hard at the end to try and meet that deadline that was that we were given, but it does feel like it's I'm proud of having been able to do this. Then of course afterwards we talk about different part. I mean, I there's a lot of things I like in the issues. I think the cutscenes turn out great. Like Peter did a very good job. I think some of the flaws definitely turn out amazing. So it's kind of I want to say, like, as a whole I do like it, and I know it's corny, but I really do feel this way. Your turn, Scriv. Stop hogging the.
It's just a little quiet bit in the game, but I'm proud of some of the way the little kind of mini vignette stories through the text came through, as far as the stuff on the computer and the whiteboards and stuff. I like being able to tell a story through just like multiple sources like that that aren't necessarily a direct cutscene. But other than that, I'm proud that Diamond's finally taken his place in the Dragon. Of all the characters I inherited from like the outlines and stuff for that issue, or for the Tokyo issues, he was the least developed on it, so I had the most attention to give to him, or not most attention, but most influence on the way he came out.
Great. There's been a number of questions in our Twitch chat. And a lot of them have actually been answered, but I guess people are coming in at a later time, joining the stream at a later point in time, so they didn't catch what was mentioned. TSW Chosen says loved all the whiteboards in issue 11. There's definitely some pretty awesome Easter eggs there, guys. Do head on in and explore every corner that you can of that tower. All right. So I think this is where we're going to call it a night. It has gone over 2 hours, and we always monopolize your time for quite a while longer than we always initially think it's going to take. So thank you guys for being such good sports. If we may, one very last question, and Tilty, I'm afraid it's going to go to you again, about the Ox weapon. You've briefly touched up on it. Are we going to have the Ox weapon coming into the game at any point in time soon? We know that you've mentioned previously that the mechanics of the mission that actually gives out the new Ox weapon is quite complex. How are you guys progressing with that? Or does that fall under the content, like side stories, where you don't know where you're gonna put it in and when?
Yeah, pretty much the second. I mean, this we haven't, since the last time we talked, we have been like really focusing on issue 11. So now, like, we know, like, we know it's been hitting that like a bit too early. We know that people are, looking forward to it. The best thing I want to say right now is we're trying to figure out where it's going to fit best for us to be able to release it with everything that we have planned. I can tell you this will not be issue 12. Like issue 12, we have pretty much the entire team is busy, like working, whether it's making, because it's a dungeon, like it actually affects everything, whether it's making like a new visual for monsters, new animation for those new monsters, and then like all the scripts and all the actual visuals for the dungeon itself. It keeps everybody busy. So, unfortunately, doing like an Ox weapon involves doing a brand new set of abilities, which involves doing new animations and new balancing, etc., etc. So we won't have time to look at the same time. But it's it's postponed. It's at the same thing. We try to be as reactive as possible, depending on what people want with every issue. We always relook at what people have been asking for and what we can do, based on budget and time. And yeah, so for now, as I said, it's going to be the dungeon next, and then PvP and other things, and maybe this is going to be the time where we actually find a way to actually do the Ox weapon. And yeah, we might have to sort of change the original plans for the Ox weapon itself. The actual mission, as I said, is very, very ambitious. We might need to find a way to make it more in line with the cost of normal missions. But maybe we'll find a way to actually do it as we originally intended. But no matter what, we'll make sure it's cool.
Cool. So couple more things before we go, just to bring to your guys' attention, to the community's attention. PvP Bootcamp is happening this weekend, and it is open to everyone who is new or relatively new to PvP. What will happen during this weekend is anyone who signs up for it will actually get a chance to talk to 2, even 3, even more PvP veterans, depending on which role you might be interested in, or which even faction you might be. And you will be able to kind of pick their brains and get the idea of PvP in the secret world directly from people who are actively playing it every week after week. These guys have been here since beta. A lot of them have been. So you will be learning from the best, and you will be getting your hints and tips on how to approach PvP in this game. It is a great way to just have additional thing to do in the game, and I would highly encourage every single person, no matter what your skill level is. It doesn't matter if you have just started playing this game and you're in Kaidan, or you are, sorry, not in Kaidan, in Kingsmouth, or you are, decked out in all purples already and you are fighting your way in the Arachi Tower, but have never ventured into PvP, and you wouldn't mind checking something else out that's a part of this game. Do go on the forums. It is posted under the Horn God section on the forums, so do sign up if you can. It will be happening this weekend, 9th and 10th of May, and then if there is any need for any people who have signed up for the weekend after that, and we'll make sure that you guys get your questions answered and have a good start in the PvP. On another note, when it comes to IMTSW contest, we have come to the last 8th round, and Beyond the Veil will actually be choosing our winner for this last round. We are very much looking forward to everything that you guys come up with.
Yeah, I win. Oh, sorry.
You do?
never mind.
Just out of the blue. I think we're all winners in TSW. The round is called I Am Round, and you can go on the forums and just check out what it's about. You can use audio, visual, even handmade things. This round, we want you to show us who you are. And how you are a TSW. You can do it via audio, and screenshots. Like I said, just go on there and do check it out. And of course, there'll be some prizes. We're not the only ones who will be choosing a winner. There's several other groups and cabals, including Ignicio, General Goods Merchants, Argo, and the Praetori, who will also be choosing their winner in conjunction with Funcom as well. So, like I said, we're very much looking forward to what you guys come up with. The entries will be taken from 11th May to 24th of May. So, looking forward to that. Now, I want to thank our absolutely amazing TSW community for listening to our show and asking the questions and just being remarkable individuals. You all make us really proud to be a part of this community. And Tilty, Scriv, I want to thank you guys again for taking the time and talking to us tonight. Congratulations once more on getting a great issue out, and the very best of luck to you all getting issue 12 out the door very, very soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, Secret Worlders, until next week, stay out of the filth and enjoy what this great, absolutely amazing game has in store for you. See you all next week. Bye.
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 When the world goes out, it goes for you. In the darkest days, you'll find your brightest hour. In the darkest days.
Thanks for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Beyond the Veil, a production of Holosuite Media. Join us next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and be sure to check holosuitemedia.com and iTunes for our remastered shows and more. You can follow us on Twitter at BeyondTSW. If you have any questions or comments, please send us an email to beyondtsw@gmail.com, and join us next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Beyond the Veil, a place where hilarity always ensues.